Your current time management strategy is probably detrimental to your productivity, but also to your quality of life. And here is why. Most people feel like there's not enough hours in a day to do everything that they need to do, so then they turn to all these crazy time management and productivity hacks in order to squeeze value out of each and every second of their day. If this sounds like you, don't worry, I'm also guilty of this too. Part of the reason why the pace of life feels like it's getting faster and faster is because our capitalistic societal framework basically tells us that we need to be doing more. And by doing more, we produce more, and therefore people will consume more and will get more money. And so we're kind of stuck on this hamster wheel of more and more. So I recently came across this book called 4,000 Weeks by Oliver Bourkeman, and it completely changed my relationship with time. It emphasizes the opposite to this hustler mentality, which is essentially burning you out and not providing any value to your life. Honestly, when I read this book, I felt so liberated from the mainstream mentalities around productivity and time management, and it really encouraged me to be more intentional with how I use my time. Without further ado, I'm going to dive straight into the 3 key lessons that I took from this book and how it has completely leveled up my life. Number 1, accept that your time here on earth is limited. The fact of the matter is, you're not going to have enough time to do everything that you want to do. This is something that's super painful to confront because it means tough choices are inevitable. Every time you say yes to something, you are inevitably saying no to a bunch of other things. For example, let's say in the next hour I decide to go to the gym. So me saying yes to the gym means saying no to a whole bunch of other things, like, for example, calling a friend, or watching Netflix, or building my YouTube channel. And you're making hundreds and hundreds of these decisions every single day. The effects and outcomes of these decisions will accumulate over time, and that will be what steers your life massively in one direction as opposed to another. Here's a tip for how you can apply this learning to your life, and I'll use me as an example. So the main thing here is to identify what are your key pillars in life. These are basically going to be the values that will drive your every decision. For example, my key 3 main pillars in no particular order is 1, health, 2, my YouTube channel, and 3, my relationship/friendship/family. So every Sunday evening, I'll just spend 15 minutes to plan out the following week. So I'll open up my Google Calendar and basically I'll block out chunks of time that I will dedicate to each of my 3 pillars, and I'll color coordinate it. So let's say here I'm gonna go to the gym on Monday evening, so I'm gonna put that in green for health, and then I'm going to script on Tuesday night, that's gonna be red for YouTube, and then on Friday night I'm gonna go meet a friend, so that's pink for relationships, and you get the idea. The nice part about this is that you can look back on your week and see whether you have truly lived out your days according to your guiding principles and your key pillars. And that's when you know you've used your time in the most meaningful way possible. Sean Cannell from Think Media said this thing and it really stuck with me. What he said was that your calendar is the scorecard of your priorities. Bottom line is, when you unsubscribe from this mentality that I have to do absolutely everything, then you will free up more time in order to focus on the few things that do count and do matter. Lesson 2. Things will take however long they will take, and there is nothing you can do about it. As a society, our decreasing tolerance for delay is reflected in everything. For example, it's been calculated that if Amazon's front page loaded just 1 second later than usual, then the company would lose 1.6 billion in annual sales. Oliver Bourkeman says the reason why we have this frenetic energy to want to do as much as possible in as little time as possible is because it gives us the sense of control. You have to surrender to the reality that things will just take however long they will take. So here's an example of how I've applied this to my life. Back in the day, I used to have pretty bad acne, and I've learned from all these skincare gurus on YouTube that it was gonna take at least 4 to 6 months to see any sort of visible results from any lifestyle changes that you've made or any new products that you're trying out. So what I did was I drastically cleaned up my eating and I solidified my skincare routine, and I just let time do its thing. I was meal prepping and being consistent with my skincare routine, and over time, these things just became so habitual that I didn't even think about them at all. 6 months just flew by, and by the end of it, my skin was so much clearer and I felt a lot happier with the result. And this process felt so effortless because I just let go of this idea that my skin needs to be fixed today. Why is this serum not working? It's been a week. So whether you're trying to build your dream body or build a business or grow your YouTube channel, the most important thing to remember is that the time is going to pass by anyway. So let go of this need to monitor that time. Accept that it will take however long it needs to take. Just keep doing the work, and before you know it, you're gonna end up exactly where you want it to be. And you will get there. Just be patient with the process and keep at it. Lesson 3, take leisure for leisure's sake. This is about breaking out of our capitalist mindset that we need to take a break today so that we can recuperate to then be able to do more work tomorrow. In other words, it's treating this leisure time as a way to recuperate in order for future economic benefit and or self-improvement. A lot of us find this really uncomfortable and hard to do because we've been conditioned to think that this leisure time, which has no instrumental value, is wasteful. Oliver Bourkeman argues that spending at least some of this leisure time wastefully, i.e. focus purely on the pleasure of the experience, is really the only way to not waste or squander that time. This is because you will be truly at leisure and not secretly engage in this future self-improvement, because then you're not truly resting, and more importantly, it means that you're not truly living your life. So here's an example of where I've applied this in my life. My rest time, where I'm truly able to just enjoy life without any sort of agenda behind it, is when I'm spending time with other people, specifically my partner, my friends, and my family. I've discovered that being present with other people has been the best way to really just get me out of my head and to allow me to forget all my goals and ambitions and my to-do lists. It sort of feels like time has been suspended just for those few hours. And truly, the memories and connections that I make during that time is absolutely priceless. At the end of the day, that's really what gives life meaning. We work so hard and we become super productive to one day earn all this money, and for what? Ideally, it's to give us the freedom in order to do the things that we love with the people that we love, and that's all there really is to it. So guys, let me know in the comment section below if any of these 3 key lessons resonated with you, and let me know if these are things that you're going to apply in your life. Okay, that's all from me for now. See you in the next video. Bye!